Hello, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the War of 1812. Okay, first let's talk about America's military force at the time. It was composed mostly of militiamen, and they had no navy to speak of. The lack of navy was mostly because Jefferson decided to defund the military as he intended to become isolationist. Another thing to note is that all the officers that America had were new to leading men to combat. They were not the battle-hardened Revolutionary War officers. These were a new breed. Because America had no navy to speak of, they relied on privateers. These were basically private citizens who were given like a license, I guess, to attack British ships. Now the British, on the other hand, their officers had been fighting in the Napoleonic War for a while. The British Navy was also the best in the world at the time. Also, side note, I'm not going to go over every battle, just the notable ones. Initially, the American strategy was to invade Canada, which was the last British stronghold in the continent. However, this was extremely dumb, as, well, Canada is extremely freaking big, and two, at the time, America didn't even have enough people to settle the land they already had. American forces were eventually pushed back, and in their retreat, they surrounded a few forts along the way, most notably Fort Detroit. It was surrendered without a single shot. This was because the commander was concerned that if fighting broke out, then the women and the children inside would be harmed in the fighting. American morale. However, around the same time, the USS Constitution fought the British ship, the Guerriere. Honestly, that sounds like a name of a fucking cheese. If someone went to me and said, "Hey, you want some Guerriere cheese?" I would believe it's cheese. Anyways, in the engagement, the USS Constitution earned its nickname Old Ironsides because the British could not penetrate the Constitution's hull. In 1813, the Americans launched an invasion. They burned down the Canadian capital called York, which is now Toronto. But then after the burning of York, they had to fall back into America. The British would eventually get revenge for York, as they burned down the White House and the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. However, a literal act of God saved D.C. A hurricane came in and put out the fires. After the hurricane, there was a tornado, and that scared away the British troops. Then came the Battle of New Orleans, where we first meet Jackson. You will likely be seeing him again. At the Battle of New Orleans, Jackson raised a force of basically anyone who could fight. When I mean literally everyone, I mean he would go into the streets and give guns to people to help defend New Orleans. New Orleans was extremely important because if it fell, the British would be able to link up with Canada because of the Mississippi River. So basically what ends up happening is that the British attack several times, but every attack fails. The British suffer 700 dead, 1,400 wounded, and the Americans take 500 prisoners. However, 8 Americans die and 13 are wounded in the battle. However, this whole battle could have been avoided if, again, mail had traveled faster, as the war had been over before the British attacked. Thank you for watching and please subscribe. American forces were getting pushed back. Oh, come on, damn it.